too.
Blame Artemis.
You know, y'all can wait. Okay, we have a posture check and a group hydrate. We're live now, so let's do it.
Thanks,
There we go.
Artemis.
Okay.
Just listen to my spine
Artemis.
crackling in this fancy microphone.
I mean, to be fair, it just says check your posture. It doesn't have to be good.
That's good.
Just see what you look like. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
shrimpy.
Super hunched over.
I'm not
Totally
scooting
fine.
I'm not scooting my chair forward right now. Oh, not again. Oh, please don't make me roast. Please don't make me roast. Ah. I'm gonna have to roast tonight.
I think a couple of us have fans on, but I don't know.
Mine's right by there.
I don't hear it though.
Oh, yeah, I don't hear it anymore.
Yes, because I've turned it off.
Oh, you turned it completely off? I
Yes,
thought you just turned
because
it.
apparently it's quick picking up on my mic.
I mean, if it helps Sophia, I have to turn my AC off because it sounds like a car the whole time. So I'm also going to be super sweaty by the end of the night.
You and I are gonna suffer. I'm gonna turn it
I have the
off.
door closed so that the cat won't climb on me.
Now, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Amy stream.
Turned it off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Put it down by your feet or something, and then you have like cool feet at least.
Yes. That might
or
work.
pointed at Donna. At least Donna will get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Donna probably wants it to be warm.
I don't know.
Fair.
Cats are like that.
See?
Anyway, hello everyone. While we get fans sorted out, I will read some announcements. Welcome to session 3 of Bhenkar Brouhaha. We're still raising money for the Trevor Project, which is an organization that helps LGBTQIA2S plus youth and provides 24/7 crisis support services, and is now available in Mexico as well as the United States. You can donate by following the link, which I think is still pinned in the chat. Yeah. We've reached our goal of 500, but you know, we're overachievers here, so keep it coming. The fundraiser also ends Friday when we do the drawing for the big gay giveaway, so make sure you get your donations in before that so that you're in that drawing.
I happen to know for a fact there's a cool Save Our Sloth sticker in there, just saying. For the big gay giveaway.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I didn't even know that was a thing, the giveaway.
It's now on the floor and pointing up at me. Can anyone hear the fan going, especially when I'm speaking?
No.
I mean, I couldn't hear it to begin with, so.
There. Problem solved.
All right. Our sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice, as many nights. We appreciate them so much. Go to canadiandice.ca and use the code THEVACTARE, THEVAKTARE, all one word, at checkout to get 10% off your order. I don't know what Maggie's pick of the week is. She is not here. Who has it? Tell us about it.
Unless you have it right up, Sophia.
I don't.
I can get it real quick because it's
my notes literally say Maggie's pick of the week. Have her talk about them.
Yeah, it's Undertow.
It's the
Undertow, so it's the underwater dice. They look really. You know what? Let's see if this will work. No,
Nope.
It won't. Okay, maybe I'm there. Sort of works, but they are basically underwatery, cool corally kind of dice. They're translucent, I think. So you know the outers are translucent and the or transparent, and the inners are all kind of an underwater seascape, which is really freaking cool. I would actually buy a set of those. I love ocean dice.
And you know, if you're a tool fan, Undertow, you know, nice tool reference.
There you go. Yeah, go get some dice tonight and get 10% off with the word THEVACTARE, all one word. Next, check out our merch store at tinyurl.com/vacmerch. You can get excellent designs like Half Orc Energy, the Vac Blob, and I believe there's a Save Our Sploth shirt.
There it is.
Or general goods option. Pride merch is also up still. Any money raised from the Pride merch will be donated to the Trevor Project as well. So just keep that in mind. Finally, going through our schedule for the week. Tomorrow night on Goodman Games, we have the Wasteland Saga starting at 9 p.m. Eastern with Judge Jeremy. Then Thursday is A Song of Crystal and Shadow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time with DM Sophia, who is running all the technology and stuff tonight. So thank you. And also go check that out. Friday, we have Fixius 5 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's session 50, so be sure to check that out. That's with DM Artemis. And then Saturday is an Emily and Artemis day. We're doing Together Among the Stars at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And then Saturday evening is the very first episode of Vackpacker's Guide to TTRPGs. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also me and Artemis. So come watch our new show. It's a talk show. It's going to be great. Sunday is Blood in the Six on DM Jeremy's channel. I believe that one is Vampire the Masquerade.
It is.
Yep. I think. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Vampire the Masquerade. The Worlds of Darkness games are really fun. You should watch. You should watch it. I think it takes place in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
It does.
And then Monday, back here on the Vactair for Mistwalkers at 8:30 p.m. with DM Affy. And I will pause for the podcast. Dun dun dun.
I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay. That's the end of our announcements. We'll go ahead and get started. First, I'm DM Emily, or Corvée on all the socials, except for Twitter, because screw Elon Musk. But I have all these wonderful players here with me, and I would like for them to introduce themselves before we get started. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Let's get it started. I'm Kayla. I'm one half of the Potions and Potpourri podcast. We're a casual chat podcast that talks about TTRPGs and stuff. Find us on all the socials. I'm playing Chestnut, the little rainbow cinnamon roll that is the only not goth in the group. She is a bard shifter, and she is adorable.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Don't all shout at once.
I'll go next. Hey, I'm Sophia. I am playing Vic, and I am the DM of A Song of Crystal and Shadow on Thursdays. And Vic is our resident, a grumpy old man with a dark past, and also absolutely believes he is not a chosen one. Damn that prophecy.
Whatever, Vic.
I mean, I can go next.
Yeah, go for it.
I love how you just like,
You're welcome.
Pass it on. I'm Rick. I'm the game master for the Hammer of the Gods podcast. You can find wherever you get your podcast. Kayla's on there sometimes. Excuse me. And tonight I am playing Alaxon, who is an even older man, who is definitely not chosen and not sticking around because he's not going to be a chosen one. That's not what his thing is. So.
Okay, you two. I'm playing Lucy, and Lucy is a tiefling grave cleric. Very flappy. They have wings, and a little poisonous. Also not the chosen one. Apparently less than everybody else here at this point. So. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I'm Alyssa, and you can find me on Instagram at AlyssaB_illustrations. I draw things. The end.
Awesome.
Back to you, DM Emily.
And just as a warning to our viewers, because someone mentioned something as well, it is the 4th of July in the United States, and my town allows fireworks. So, since it might be loud outside, I apologize in advance if you are disturbed by the noises. Take care of yourself first. Yeah, definitely take care of yourself first. I know it can be disturbing for people and for pets. So just, if you need to take care of yourself, we can always give you a summary later. If you need it. So
if it helps Emily, my city doesn't allow them, but they're still going off. So
oh well, perfect.
America.
America.
They started setting them off in my neck of the woods in Michigan. So
yeah, it's chaos reigns
also
everywhere.
Also, as the resident British person, even though I am our citizen, I execute Order 1776. British sleeper agents arise. Happy treason day, you ungrateful colonials. I had to say it. I'm sorry. Please don't call the FBI.
We're the rebellious teens.
Well,
what can we say?
I think the FBI already knows Sophia.
Cock.
Yeah.
If I get dragged off in the middle of the stream or I get swatted, you know what happened.
I think it would technically be the CIA because you're not. Well, no, you are a citizen now. So.
I am.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's both of them. They're
I've been a citizen for over a year now.
Well, if our stream gets interrupted by the FBI,
I think that's
now we know.
I've just gotten the fact that I've left as a grip as a
Stick around and find out.
The FBI will just like hack the stream and just start like waving the American flag across the screen instead.
That sounds terrible. Please
That
don't
does
do
sound
that.
terrible. Let's not do
Like
that.
that-
I'm an
what's that
American and I
country
still don't
song?
want that to happen.
What's that country song that's like proud to be an American?
Oh,
At least
yeah.
I know I'm free.
You know, that
Come
song
on.
might have been valid when I was 5 years old, but considering everything that happened on Friday, I have no warm feelings right now. So let's jump into a recap instead and
Yeah,
lose
please.
ourselves in a
Please.
fantasy world so that we don't have to think about reality.
Mhm.
In session 2, our reluctant heroes found their evening watch over the town of Tanza interrupted by a group of ruthless mercenaries looking for excuses to add this team to their hit list. Combat ensued in the center of town with these overconfident attackers failing and falling relatively quickly to the charms of some and the swords of others. At the end of the fight, our brooding bunch with sprinkles on top was victorious. They set to questioning the leaders from the attack, learning of their goal to gain political power through land ownership, and discovering that the name of this organization was the Unbroken Glass. Getting no answers beyond that, the crew finished off the wannabe farmers. After plundering their gear to help outfit Claude's brand spanking new farmhand militia, the group discovered once and for all that Claude was not their only target. A prophecy was also discovered, an extended version, indeed the full version of a prophecy from Lucy's past, in which all of them seem to be identified as some kind of saviors, but by fact or by folly, who can say? And as we left off, this cast of characters was just coming to terms with what it might mean to be chosen and reckoning with all the benefits or responsibilities that that might entail.
Hashtag not a chosen one.
Hashtag not a prophecy.
I believe
Hashtag it was a
Alaxon
remix.
was getting ready to leave,
Yep.
and Vic is still vehemently denying anything. Fires have been
GTF
put
wrote it
out.
down.
I
Sloth
do
under one
remember-
arm.
Yeah, I do remember grabbing him by the back of his shirt or whatever. The scruff of his neck.
No fireworks.
I'm going to go and
He's not a cat.
I'm going to go and stomp off in my armor, which for some reason I had in a locked chest in my room, and go and get changed back into my usual leather stuff, and then walk off after Alexan, dragging the
Ooh,
chest
getting your
behind
leather
me.
Getting your leather on, huh?
Yeah.
With the whip.
Oh,
Well,
I think
no. Well, actually, no.
Night shift on guard.
It's Wrath month now, so yes, the whip is especially what's the word I'm looking for? Poignant.
Oh.
Appropriate.
Snappy.
Appropriate.
Are you like straight up leaving town?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. As soon as I get the wagon packed, Sploth and I are leaving.
Okay.
Crazy.
So you're packing the wagon.
We can't let them just leave. We should try and stop them, at least.
Yes, I think so too. Clearly, we are meant to travel together. Elxan, that is not a cat. That is a frog. Put it down.
Alaxon is not paying attention. He is too busy. Sploth is like in his seat, strapped down.
Plus, you can come with us. It will be more fun. I promise.
And I just glare at him. I'm like, don't move.
At least let him decide. He's a grown boy.
You-
He can make his own
He's
decisions.
his own frog. You stop telling him what to do.
That's right.
You then see Vic in like his farmhand clothes and stuff, just dragging this huge chest behind him towards the wagon.
Okay, Chestnut like runs in front of Vic and like puts her hands out. And she's like, Vic, stop. Just think for a second. And then she turns around and looks back at Alexim too. You guys can't just run away when something gets scary. That's not how it works here, okay? We have to like learn to come together and at least try and face our fears, or at least name our fears so we can understand what's happening.
Chestnut
Yes,
loves
at least that.
Chestnut loves that thing. That prophecy is absolute bullshit. I'm no freaking chosen one. I'm gonna go and find these mirrored fuckers, and I'm gonna go deal with them. That's it. Alright? I'm not not because
Victor. No, Victor. It doesn't matter. The prophecy is not important.
I
It
agree.
is us. We need to help. We need to help the people here from these people that are so bad they will destroy this land. Prophecy, whatever. I don't care about it. I'm already in it. Depuis my childhood. It started with this prophecy. Fuck the prophecy.
That's right.
But we need to help.
I agree.
I didn't say I weren't gonna help. I just don't want to. I'm just not doing it because I'm apparently some bloody chosen one with a whip or some shite. Plus, I just want to reiterate, I've been in this neck of the woods my whole life. What's this shite about me being somewhere else? It's fucking inaccurate, I tell you. Freaking oracles.
Nick, it's okay. I'm gonna try and play him a soothing song.
You'll put him to sleep. He's an old man.
Good.
Perfect. Then you won't leave. It's fine.
Easier to abduct.
Especially now.
Dragging him off, clinking by his feet in his arm.
Well, he's not in his armor anymore. He's in his farmhand clothes, so he's easy to drag off.
With a chest full of pots and pans.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently. I
Yeah,
think
cooking
also, after a little bit, Claude sees packing happening and comes over. And he's like, hey, so obviously, I mean, I know I only hired y'all for shipping goods, but clearly, like, my town is in trouble. So I'm getting the farmhands together, getting them weapons and stuff, but I mean, y'all are more capable of tracking things down than these field workers that I have here. If there's any chance that any of you would be willing to get to the bottom of this, or maybe all of you would be willing to get to the bottom of this, I would pay you quite a bit, let's say. And he just kind of like looks around and he's like 2,500 gold pieces for you to split between the 5 of you if you could help?
That's very generous of you.
I mean, if my town is in trouble and the towns nearby are in trouble, we need to figure this out.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
Otherwise, trouble will be coming.
you knew that my loyalty to you and to the town is cast iron. So I was already gonna go and find these freaking mirrory bastards without you even having to pay us. That's why I'm packing up.
All right. Well,
Eggplant, bring your frog and come. We need your help.
Alaxin is still just packing and like about to leave.
Blouth is looking at you with like big eyes. You know, they really
We have
think they need us.
We have a random skill check for Alexan.
Ooh.
Ooh, random, huh?
Yeah.
And you're packing a cart.
With puppy dog eyes from my frog
Mhm.
apprentice.
Would that be like a Constitution saving throw or charisma saving throw? I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I'm pretty good.
Enchantment
I'll
saving
take
throw.
Constitution.
Here's a key question: Is Sploth the Hypnotoad?
Ooh.
No, he's not.
Ah.
Anyway, skill.
I mean, if you're-
Make it so, DM.
He does not have skills. Are you kidding?
He's evolving into the Hypnotoad. That's his.
Right.
That's his final
Oh,
form.
glory
Final
to
form.
the Hypnotoad!
I mean, if you're
So-
giving me the choice, I'm better at con, so I would pick that one.
Okay, go for it. And Sophia, just be aware, we have another player joining us.
Oh no!
That is a nat 20.
It's
I-
Maggie.
I-
Of course.
Well, of course it's Maggie, but I'm gonna have to
Wow.
redo the camera. So excuse us, stream, when I do
Yeah.
tech things. Please forgive me.
And pardon the weird fireworks that sound like tearing paper or lots
I
of.
hate
I
that.
haven't, I haven't heard
Popping
that in a
and-
little bit.
You haven't? Okay.
Mm-mm.
They're like literally right outside my window.
I
My
heard
dad-
it a little, but I haven't heard in a minute.
Also,
Yeah.
my dad has to get up for work at like 3 a.m, but
That sucks.
people
He
don't
doesn't-
care,
He doesn't need to sleep.
right?
Yeah, look at Alexa. There we go. There's a Maggie. Okay. Right, now I've got-
Hey,
I'm like, my
you're-
migraine medication lapsed, so
you're
I'm on the
okay.
struggle bus.
Well, welcome.
Excuse me. Bloody hell.
My eyes work now though, so I can play.
Claude
Uh-oh.
basically is trying to convince y'all to stay and help because he's offering 2,500 gold pieces.
Yeah, but don't we have to stop the bad guys? Duh.
Do we? Do we?
Not everybody thinks so.
Mhm.
Some people are trying to live with their frog. That's all I'm saying right now.
Well, I mean, we could just like find people to stay and help because it's like we have to fix the root problem, and the roots, despite this being a farm, aren't here.
I think if we employ the farmhands too, we can get the frog. Just saying.
I do like the frog. They're probably like the most chosen one. They have
Yes.
like their own prophecy, which is why it's not written in the one that we have right now.
It is so secret. You have no idea.
Never know.
Oh my god, what if he's like the
All
chosen
of
one,
us.
but like on the opposite? No, that can't be possible. I'm not gonna deal with that kind of world. Wisteria
Yes.
begins to like fret and like pace back and forth at the thought.
Alaxin just like looks back at everybody else. Like when they're talking about Sploth, he's like, he didn't even graduate from fucking high school, and then he's like getting on the wagon.
You guys graduated from high school? I mean, I went to Bard College,
I
so
was
I
gonna say, you
had
went
to,
To
but
college,
yeah.
Right, Wisteria?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Claude kind
Alexan.
Claude kind of comes over to you and he's like, "Hey, now you are no way obligated, but I'm just saying there'll be money in it for you."
Money is
And
not the thing.
you're the most experienced out of these folks in terms of dealing with all kinds of weird stuff. That's why I hired you for this gig anyway.
You're right. But I really don't want to be caught up in all of this prophecy bullshit.
I mean,
Well,
I don't know what that thing
guys.
said. I'm just more worried about the people here in the canyon.
These are strong people.
I
We've given them the tools, and if they die, they die. But I don't think they will.
I might be able to like call in a favor so that the farm can be helped if we have to go fight the bad guys. Unless we are the bad guys. But let's not think about that one either right now.
No.
I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not saying y'all need to stay here. We need to get to the root of this thing. I don't know. They're talking about they got other towns under their thumb. I don't know what the heck's going on. But if we can find more information about these people, I can set up my farm hands here to protect us for a while.
And I think that you'd be well equipped with all of the loot we just got for them.
Yeah.
I make an insight check when he's talking about he has no idea about everything else, like the towns under his thumb, their thumb, just to see if he actually maybe knows a little bit.
Sure.
I have to relog into D&D Beyond. Hold on.
Claude has been the BBEG all along.
Yeah.
No.
Claude is actually in works with Bob.
The character I modeled after my grandfather is definitely the BBEG.
Well,
You know,
I remember what he did to the grandfather in that gnome one shot. So
Oh.
they were made into Soylent Green. 16.
Those people were already dead, Maggie. They were dead when you got there. 16? He seems like he doesn't know anything about this, like, group, except they came and tried to buy stuff from him. But he also does seem concerned. You can kind of see him, like, putting together the pieces in his head, like, oh, I haven't heard from this family from this town in a while, and haven't been in touch with so and so over here for a while. So it's like he's kind of figuring in his head how many of these towns could have been taken over. How many people do they really have? He's concerned for sure.
You got some soil overturning in your head, guy with the face.
Yeah, I'm just worried, that's all.
Like, about what and where? I took a mental health counseling course at college.
Try some art therapy, it will work wonders. Wisteria.
I'm just not sure. I'm thinking about, like, the towns near here. Can you hear that? I'm sorry. The towns near...
Sounds like a bird.
Yeah. All the towns near here, I haven't heard from some of these people in a while, and I'm starting to wonder how many of these towns in the area have been overrun. And now I'm going to be quiet for a while so that you don't keep hearing fireworks.
Here's a thought. How many of these slot did we take out? At least
Like
5, right?
Yeah.
Do each one of them have an insignia?
Yeah. There were, yeah, there were 5, like, lower minions, and then 2, like, Grafton and
So
the elf one.
here's
That
a thought from me. We take those insignias, we use them, and unfortunately, Sploth, you probably wouldn't get one, but you'll be Alexan's. I'm trying to think of a nice word for it. I think you'll still be Alexan's apprentice. I didn't want to say servant, but these people are evil. They'll probably consider you some kind of servant. I hate to say that. But each one of us takes an insignia, and we basically go in undercover to one of these towns, maybe, and gets the land. Maybe tries to get a bit of information.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Well, Vic, you knew one of them, correct? I mean, maybe you know where these people would
Shifty
be.
eyes.
hanging out or where they might go to next?
Victor, you can tell us the truth. We will not judge you very
No.
much.
Some of us wouldn't judge you.
I would judge you, but I wouldn't act on it because I think acting like I'm not judging you would benefit me more.
You said it, Soroko. Don't worry.
So that one I knew from my younger days before I settled down on the farm. When I was a bit
Your
more...
childhood then?
Not childhood, maybe my younger adult years, shall we say, when I was wandering the land a little bit. I could try, you know, given how well I knew her, I could try to think about how I would, fucking hell, Artemis. Or Artemis. Sorry, you just put my concentration with that comment. I could think about how I could try and put myself in her shoes of how well I knew her, and figure out maybe where. I'm trying to remember if she mentioned anything about where they were based when she came to me that first time in the pub. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, when you guys were in Rinnekin, they seem to have been set up in the, like, manor house of the family that had initially been in that town. And that family wasn't there anymore. They moved on. They sold their farm, and moved on, supposedly. And so, and like, you knew the people there were scared. That town was just up the road, but you also don't know, like, at what level. Like, clearly these people were in charge of that town, but you're not sure how connected they were to anyone higher level, anyone in any other towns.
It's an MLM.
They made it sound
the
like
true
there were
evil.
lots of others.
Even if we don't know how well connected they are, I reckon we could at least use that manor house as our starting point. You know, if this lot and my former acquaintance, who's now fertilising the ground, were based out of that manor house, I reckon there might be something there. It's the best lead we've got right now.
And where was that again? The house?
It was
In Rinnekin.
In Rinnekin, the town we came from.
Next town over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good start because we probably want to eventually head back to rest, anyways. You know,
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Of info there. Yeah, that's definitely a really good start.
If you also want, I can disguise us because I have a disguise kit. I also have, like, now, like, all your measurements and stuff, which is kind of weird. But
Did you take some of his snacks?
Yeah.
no, they were taken for me. By the way, we, like, killed a changeling, so, like, we might want to come up with, like, I don't know, a secret password to prove that the rest of you aren't changelings.
I mean, I'm not. I'm a shifter. I think it's a little rude for you to assume that we're the same, but that's fair.
No, I wasn't assuming we're the same. I'm assuming that somebody might infiltrate our group, which is more important than, like, identity stuff, because we can both transform and are both valid forms of people.
I say that our keyword should be cabbages, because
That's a good one. Nobody would ever think of that.
Yeah.
Cabbages!
Yeah, in the background you just hear my cabbages.
Yeah. Before
so,
they got to town, they ruined a cart full of cabbages.
Well,
So as... Oh, go ahead, Caleb.
I was gonna say, yeah, Alexa, and I think you should at least come with us to Rinnekin and resupply your stuff, if nothing else. You can't just hit the road with what you have. You're not gonna be well equipped enough.
Alexin just like looks at the wagon he just finished packing with stuff. And then silently walks over to one of the, because I mean, you said this was basically right after we left off last time.
Yeah, it's like still the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I'm just gonna walk over to one of the corpses, take the pin, and then walk back. And yeah, I'm gonna like get ready to leave. Like I'm gonna climb on the wagon and make to leave.
What would help you to stay? What do you want?
I don't want to be a part of this.
Why not, though? It is just a paper. We can burn it.
Yeah, why are you so concerned with it? It's not even like any of that's gonna come true. All we gotta do is just take this one day at a time.
Yeah, and we will be there. You had fun with us so far, no? The bar, the party, Splos loves them.
Do you want me to desecrate the prophecy and cross the parts about you out?
Yes, do it. It bothers him too much.
It bothers me.
What?
We know that this is like a prophecy from the gods, though, right? Like they passed it down.
We do not know what the gods want.
Well,
They're
this
mysterious.
is out of character.
Yeah, it's the mushroom god that.
I think, yeah, it maybe
Yeah.
it depends on how much Lucy would tell you about the character of this god and their attitude towards prophecies. They are a little bit tricksy, a little bit enigmatic. They like mystery, and so they make prophecies. There's usually truth to them to some degree, at least as far as ones that have been completed or that they know have been completed. But the prophecies of Quintus are some of the most mysterious. Like, nobody really knows. So these people think they have found the people that fulfill this prophecy. But it could be a joke to mess with people. You know, could
it's
be
like astrology.
I was literally thinking that game.
Hell yeah.
Could be real, could be a joke, could be somebody else.
If I
Like maybe you
remember
have doppelgangers somewhere.
Weirdly, doppelgangers.
You never know.
It could be like the other party had a changeling, so like maybe that was my counterpart and I killed them, and now we have to kill like your evil exes.
Yes, you see, they're dead. The party's dead. Prophecy done. We're good.
Now we can just hang out and be really cool. Like you guys
Absolutely.
are our roadies right now, right? Chestnut?
Listen, nobody wants to tell you what to do, and I know this prophecy also can't tell you what to do. So you should make your own choices, but I think you would be happier if you just came with us for an extra day at the very least, just to see what would happen. What's the worst that could happen, you know?
One day.
Sloth needs to rest and recuperate. He's had a really rough day. I had to pull him out of a burning building. So at least give him that, if nothing else.
You must think about your frog. It's very important.
Yeah. Just looking at Chestnut, Alexin's just like one day.
That's all we ask.
I know Myrtle would be happy to make y'all fine breakfast on the house.
Ooh,
If that
I
also
told you
entices you.
I mean, it entices me as a person, but maybe not Alexin.
I bet it entices Sloth.
You remember the biscuits and gravy?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I'm like, yeah, fine. We're eating.
And maybe you and Vic can talk about this like anti-prophecy business along the way and figure out a plan to combat it.
Yeah, Emily, again, out of character, Quintus was one of the gods that would have been around whenever I was still alive, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So again, just looking at Chestnut, really not looking at anybody else at this point. Just like, I don't trust the gods. I have my reasons.
That's okay. You probably shouldn't trust him anyways. That would be dumb.
I mean, really, no one should.
Yeah, I agree. So
You
you're
know,
gonna
you know what they say, don't trust a hoe. From the Great Bard 303, the duo. Iconic. Have you studied their stuff, Chestnut?
I didn't study that one in particular, but I'll take your word for it.
They have the best vicious mockery. Tell
Oh,
your boyfriend
I
if
should look
he's
that
got
up.
beef that I'm a vegetarian and I'm not fucking scared of him. Isn't that a quip?
That is a quip. I should remember that one for next time.
Lost favorite song.
No wonder you're so sassy. Yeah, I think that's wise though, Alexan. And then, like I said, maybe you and Vic can discuss this together and kind of work this out amongst yourselves. But I'm just gonna take it one day at a time and see what happens. You know, maybe there's a prophecy, maybe there's not. But all I know is that these people are being really mean, and I don't like that. So I think we should try and stop them, if nothing else.
Yeah. Alexan just kind of hangs his head and gets off the wagon and goes inside.
Okay. Is everybody going to sleep right away, or does anyone have anything to do before you go to sleep?
I think I would invite Sloth to my room again and like do another little like pampering sesh, like, you know, give him a little
makeover.
a little head massage and just relax a little bit because he's had a really hard day.
Like, gosh, I can't believe those people were trying to kill us.
Sloth,
Wild.
I can't believe Alexan almost made you leave. You should stand up for yourself more.
Yeah, you were so brave. So brave. We are
But he's my
impressed.
teacher. I gotta follow him, you know. That's what
Well,
I
at
gotta
some
do if
point-
I'm gonna learn the ropes.
I know, but you're not always going to be learning the ropes. Eventually, you'll be on your own one day.
I
And he
guess.
doesn't
So.
always
And
know what's
Master
good for him.
Monster Hunter. We have faith in you.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
You're very brave. You should show it.
Just feeling
saw-
really emotional right now.
I know.
I'm
we
with
saw
the
what you
chosen
did
ones.
today.
Can't believe it.
Don't say that in front of Alaxan or Vic.
No, definitely not. You're absolutely right. I won't do it.
Don't lose it.
Definitely not. Definitely. Okay. For sure. He just like passes out
Yeah.
immediately.
Like,
He's
still
so
mumbling-
tired.
Still mumbling while
He's like definitely won't say anything
I
about
put
chosen
my
ones.
blanket. I put my blanket over him and like a pat on the back.
Spritz him with a little water.
Yeah.
He does have to spend part of the day submerged in water.
True.
Oh my god, does he have one of those neck things, the little fans that missed?
Oh my god.
I wish. While they're pampering Sploff, Vic would probably be doing a watch outside, sharpening his new war pick while he's doing it, and probably doing it alone, so the old man could be alone with his thoughts. Just also because they've just come out of a freaking fight, and he's trying to make sure that there's not going to be no more reinforcements coming in because, you know, old habits die hard.
Yeah, since Alexan's already had a shift on watch, he's just going to bed.
Yeah. Sounds good. Anybody else doing anything before bed?
There's no place to buy diamonds around here, right?
Not in this town. Although, I mean, Claude seems to have a lot of money. He might have
Okay.
one.
I'll go
check
see
with him.
Claude. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Claude. How are you this evening?
Oh, it's a lot. I tell you. It's
It was a
lot.
rough day. Is your house okay? Caught on
Yeah.
fire.
The Alexan fella stopped them before they even got in the doors, thankfully.
Yes, this is very good. This is why we want to keep him with us. I have a question for you. I may need
Sure.
some things, but I think it is too small, maybe a place here for me to find them. Do you know where I could get diamonds in the local area?
Oh.
It's a strange request, but I think I will need them.
Let me see something. Oh, dang it. No. Okay. He's like, well, I don't have any. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I keep all my money in coin or crops, you know what I'm saying? But,
I do.
or plant. Well, yeah, the plants, you know. But, I mean, the obvious choice would be Rest. They've got everything. But some of the towns closer to the cliffs might also have stuff. They get into the mining more.
Okay, thank you. It is very helpful.
Yeah.
And you guys have been so kind. Thank you for putting
That's
us up
good.
here for the night.
Sure. Hey, thanks for saving our lives. Know what
We
I
do
mean?
what we can. These lands are important to me
Sure.
specifically, but also to all of us.
I agree. Lots of
Yeah.
food for the whole planet gets grown here, practically. So
Yes,
we do what we can to help with that.
you're not wrong. Do you know what the local temple is to Queenies? Is it
Oh,
close by?
there's shrines kind of out in the fields everywhere.
Close to here? Like I could walk
Yeah,
to
we got
see?
some. He kind of points back, kind of on the edge of town, kind of northeast side of town. Um, he's like, yeah, just on the edge of the fields over there. There's one.
Okay, thank you. I must
Yeah.
retire for the night, but again, take good care. We will help you.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna head off towards one of those shrines.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's not very far of a walk. You just kind of walk through a couple fields. And
Okay.
the shrine that you find there is like fresh flowers laid on top of a pile of compost.
Sounds about right.
there's not really, there's like a tall kind of, there's a tall stone that's like plain. It's not carved or anything. But in front of it is piled up all this stuff, and then there's just like beautiful flowers laid on top.
I reach into one of my side pouches and take out dried mushrooms and place them reverently on top of that pile.
Oh, okay.
And I start to pray for guidance.
Okay. I'll say make a religion check.
Okay.
And add a d4 as well.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, so that was a 19 plus 2. And religion is plus 3. So that's a total of, here. Total of 24, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. I'd say as you're kind of sitting here meditating, you kind of get the image in your mind of the Green Dawn forest where you grew up, and that old cemetery where you spent a lot of time. And you're kind of looking out through the edge of the tree line. You see this large wooden fortress of sorts. So you know that it's the monastery. It's very, like, the wood is very old and it's all covered with moss. Looks like it's still practically part of the forest. And as you walk through the graveyard in this vision, you're looking for mushrooms and herbs, and you're planting any random seeds you find in the area on the graves of long dead monks and clerics. At some point, you find a seed on the ground that's larger, and it's kind of a pale yellow green, like it already knows it's supposed to be a plant. And you just walk to the next grave and you plant the seed. And as you kind of look up from the seed, you see the headstone says Seer Sansiel. And in the moment you make that realization, you notice that the seed you just planted there is already sprouting. and viney tendrils are kind of tumbling out of the earth and they begin to sprawl out to cover the ground all around you. Buds are forming, but as they open, you don't find flowers. You see scrolls of like parchment and bark and vellum, and they're all wrapped tightly with vines and like little sprigs of raffia and just to keep them closed. And the viney plants start to carry these scrolls away from you toward the building.
Okay, I follow them.
Okay. As you're following them, they start going faster and they're not stopping. They're getting farther away. And it's like, in dreams where you just kind of know things. It's like, if you can't catch them, that something will happen to them, they'll be locked away and you won't be able to get back to them. So
okay, I start to fly as fast as I can then.
Okay.
And hold on.
You start to catch up with them as you're flying, because I think are you faster when you're flying, or you just kind of have a better vantage point?
Good question. I can't remember.
Dropping
Sorry, I was
dice.
looking for a thing, but I can't find it. 1 second here. It just says I just see my walking speed here, which is 30 feet. So
Okay.
I don't know.
I will say, like, you get up above the tangle of vines, and you are able to go a little faster. They're still kind of rolling along the ground. They're going towards the building.
Okay. I'm gonna try to make a dive, I guess, for that to try to stop them.
Okay.
have to roll
Go
something?
ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay, that was a 9 plus going well. Ooh, plus 0. That was a
Hey.
9. Full stop.
Okay. You reach out to try to grab them, and in that moment, you feel something inside you kind of burst out toward the scrolls as well. It's something you haven't felt since you were very small. And mushrooms begin to carpet the ground ahead of you. And you watch as the mushrooms choke the vines. The scrolls you were chasing dissolve into a brown sludge.
Right.
As you kind of reach down to where these scrolls used to be, you hear a voice, and it's kind of like you remember Seer Sanciel sounded. And they just say, "Talk to me. Come talk to me." And then the vision ends and you're back in front of this altar.
Okay. I thank Gwyneth and bow my head to the earth, touching it to the compost heap. Take a step back and then turn and fly back to the house.
Okay. Anyone else do anything before you go to sleep? Okay. Then at that point, the night carries on, and after the scuffle in town, you're all kind of worn out. You settle in for the night. Maybe it's the events of the past couple days, the strange new inspiration of a 600-year-old poem that claims to be a prophecy, or maybe it's the hot toddies that Myrtle makes for all of you before bed to help you fall asleep.
Yum.
But the rest of you have fairly vivid dreams. And I'm going to go through and tell you what they are.
Goody.
Chestnut, you dream of a colorful sea cruise across calm waters. It's clearly not the sweeping sea. It's some other sea you don't know. The ship is large with a wide flat deck in the shape of a spearhead, kind of, and all along the railings are brightly colored strings of flags and streamers. It's clearly a celebratory festive vessel of some kind. There are no sails, of course, because there's no wind to catch them. That exists on other places, but it's not here apparently. And there's no current in the water to carry the boat. Instead, at the back of the deck, you see a raised platform where a captain in a well-tailored red coat and a navigator stand next to a large contraption bolted to the deck made of brass, with a large polished golden stone suspended in the top of it in the center of a brass circle. Next to the beleaguered captain chatting away in a loud projecting voice, you see a familiar face. Elodie Arden, the famed performer, tall and graceful with wild-looking blonde hair down past her shoulders, standing out here on the deck, clearly distracting this poor captain with a wild story about a giant squid she thought she saw once on this very same passage nearly 8 years ago. Your view of this dream shifts as she gestures wildly, indicating giant tentacles attacking a vessel. And you find yourself lifted over and above the ship, watching it skim rapidly across the flat surface of the water. And then, as dreams do, it slowly disintegrates. Not just the ship, but the scene as a whole, into a rambling, grassy countryside streaked with rivers and streams, somewhat familiar to where you are now. And you feel as though you're moving faster over the land than whatever that speed that magically propelled ship was moving. You see fields and all manner of workers, and your view splashes down into a stream that's deep and teeming with shiny reflective fish. And then you're underground, in the earth, surrounded by pale yellow stone. And then with a jarring halt, you're in a subterranean room filled with shelves of books and one elderly gnomish fellow at a wooden table reading some old tome or other. He is small, clean, and well-groomed, well-dressed as well, surrounded by stacks of other books that all look to be similarly aged. As he reads, he develops a look on his face as though he's just discovered something, and before you can push closer, with a smug little smile, he glances around the room, rips out the page that he was reading, mumbles something with a quick gesture, and in a flash of bright white light, the page he was holding disappears. He closes the book, looks around, snaps his fingers, and he disappears as well. And as he does, you wake up. Alaxin, for the first time in a long time, you do not dream of mutated monsters leaking shadow from their pores, nor do you dream of marching or drilling or waves of rats and insects surging through the landscape, nor do you dream of falling, crushing, not being able to move, nor do you dream of the dark void pricked with light and a comforting, invisible presence. Instead, you dream of something you've had glimpses of, like it's an image that's been lurking at the edges of your mind for the past week or so, but this time you see it clearly. First, you see waves. They're not big waves driven by violent storms the way you see them on the coast, but instead they're rolling mounds of water moving slowly past in a northwesterly direction. At least that's how it looks from the view that you have. Not that there's anything here to give you any kind of context on location, of course. It's just water. And then, as if tracking on a camera, you gradually move closer to the waves and you see a shape appear in the middle of it. A thin strip of stone, dark gray and rough, practically a speck in the middle of nothing but steadily rolling waves. Closer still, and the edges of it become clearer. Closer still, and you can see veins of some kind of reflective polished black running through the rough surface of the rock that forms this island, with glints of purple and blue inside. You stop moving closer. You hear nothing but the rhythm of water. And then you wake up. Lucy, you had your vision at the compost pile, so you sleep soundly. And calmly. Surprisingly, considering how distressing the vision was at the end there, but yeah, you're able to sleep with no problem. Vic, on the other hand, you find yourself dreaming of a familiar field on a familiar farm here in Tanza. You are tilling up some dirt on the edge of the field to plant wildflowers next to Claude's beehives, and honestly, it feels like deja vu since you literally just did this a few months ago. As you hack away at the dirt to stir it up and get it ready for planting, you suddenly find the hoe you are using is not a hoe at all. It's a war pick, like Graf's. And the ground is not the ground. It's a person in armor, green and black like a soldier of Qualta, their face covered by the silvery iron of a closed helmet. Looking down at yourself, you find that just as the scene around you changed, you also lost your farming clothes in favor of that old set of armor you've been lugging around with you. Covered in dust, sweat, and viscera, raising your head to take it all in, you're surrounded by bare red earth, clouds of it being kicked up by soldiers on a raging battlefield, the din of fighting ringing in your head. In the distance, you see the massive trees of the Malvalis forest, towering over dry, ragged plains of dirt and dead soldiers passing silent judgment. And then you see a thing that doesn't fit here. It's not a tree at all. It's a tower, white and gleaming in the bright light of day, practically blinding in all of its perfection, a pristine beacon in a sea of violence. You walk toward it past murderous, faceless people in all shapes and sizes, red cloaks and green, ignoring you as they're actively ripping one another apart. You enter this tower, and you note that as you climb the stairs, despite the fact that you're covered in grime and filth, nothing that you do, nothing that you touch, will mar the perfect, clean white walls of this place. There is no artwork or ornament in here, save for a worked silver banister that leads you up to the top. There you find a plain white door with a silver handle. What do you do?
I'm definitely going to grab. I'm gonna survey. Well, okay, let's do it in order. I'm gonna survey where I am from the top of the tower and see if that's changed at all.
Looks to be the same.
And then I'm gonna take that door handle and I'm gonna open it and see if there's anything on the other side.
Okay. When you open the door, the light from the room in front of you is blinding. You take a moment to adjust your eyes, and you see that at the top of this room, at the top of the tower, there's like a crystalline chandelier hanging above, reflecting the daylight from outside into a room filled with several perfectly reflective, shining silver mirrors in ornately scrolling silver frames. As you take a step inside to see what else is here, you hear a crack from above as the chandelier detaches from the ceiling, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a nat 1! For a total of 3.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, Vic, no! It's because you're dreaming. It's fine. It's hard
Isn't
to move
that-
your body in dreams.
That's true.
Isn't that only like our second roll of the night? Well, no, we've had a couple.
Well, we've had a
but, like,
couple, but
Not
close.
very many.
The chandelier detaches from the ceiling and falls into the center of the room. Glass shards go flying everywhere, mirrors break, and the tower begins to crumble beneath you. As you start to fall, you wake up. And Wisteria. As you drift off to sleep, somewhat unsatisfied with the lack of information here, you find yourself dreaming of here in Tanza, where you already are. Or more precisely, you're on the outskirts of town next to the rushing waters of the Immortal Delta looking south. You see flat plains of green run through with rivulets of clear water, and in the far, far distance, past the boundaries of Emrissa to the south, the steep cliff walls of the edges of the Immortal Canyon itself. The sky overhead is clear and blue, and you see not a single cloud, despite it being in the rainy season. kind of unusual. Closer to the cliffs, you see specks in the sky, like a flock of birds soaring overhead. You look toward the sweeping sea to watch the movement of the waves, and then... Wait, birds? That can't be right. They would be like 200 to 300 miles away. There's no way you'd be able to see them, even if they were absolutely huge. Curiosity getting the best of you, you start to walk upstream a bit and cross a little footbridge to the other side of the stream. You keep walking south across fields, through gullies, seemingly for ages, all the while watching these flying creatures in the distance. They don't seem to get any closer, and neither do you, but you do discern a few things. First, you notice that whatever's happening here, whatever method of flight they're using, they're not flapping any wings. Second, they're not staying in a flock. They're moving all across the horizon. Twice you see one land, once down in the canyon, once on the top of the cliffs, and then third, at the end of all this, with no progress being made on your end after what feels like hours having been spent walking for nothing, you realize that one of these things is getting larger, and it's actually coming towards you rapidly. You scramble through a field of low-growing pepper plants and skid into some tall grasses on the edge of a wet pool. It's getting closer still, and there's no way anything could naturally move that fast. You stay crouched and out of sight, hoping it will pass. And eventually, it does get close, but it swoops down in front of you into a field. It's then that you realize this thing you've been seeing is not a bird at all, but a kind of kite with a person on it. Like, there's like it looks almost like an umbrella with like, but it's like wing-shaped instead of dome-shaped. And a man steps off of a couple of, like, pogo stick pedals, like, on the sides of this weird winged umbrella. He walks across a field to a woman who's short and stocky, but clearly muscular and seemingly in charge of something here. The man hands her a bundle of papers and a more substantial package, says a few words, and then looks directly at you. He nods, kind of tips his hat, climbs back onto this pole with wings, and kind of kicks up into the air and glides away. You realize this is the mail service? You've heard this existed, but you've never actually seen it for real, and now for some reason you're dreaming about it. The people of Emrissa have a mail service with flying magical kites, vessels that they've created for themselves. It's an easy way for navigating the complicated landscape of Nastir with its towering clifftop cities and the very deep immortal canyon you find yourself in. But you have one of those weird meta thoughts as you're dreaming. Why in the name of the 9 true gods would you be dreaming about mail delivery? As you have this thought while hiding in the tall grasses on the edge of a pool near a quaint little farm somewhere south of Tanza, you wake up. You all get a long rest. You wake up the next morning feeling a little bit stronger, a little more capable, a little more prepared for what lies ahead.
Or am I good?
That's you. That was you dreaming about the mail.
Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I just can't.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry.
I will send it to you as well.
Thank you.
Text.
It's a rough day. I just got my period.
I also had the videos behind the thing I was reading off of, so I did not realize you were not there.
No problem. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
It was like the
Family,
whole
would you-
time too. She came
Oh,
like,
no.
Like right as you were talking about why am I dreaming about mail?
I had to go get a pad.
No
Family, would you
worries.
say that we are like a level stronger?
I would say that. I would say you are a level stronger.
Yes.
I will paste this into a chat for you.
Is
so you
Sploth a level stronger?
Yes.
Yes. My boy.
That's the most important one.
This might be very long, and I'm very sorry if it is.
No.
Nope.
No,
Yep.
I won't.
Sure enough. Your message is too long. You know what?
Discord, the real
Discord.
Out here message shaming.
It's gonna. Yeah. Okay. I will send it to you afterwards. No, I'll send it to you now. And actually, now's a good time for a break because it's 10 o'clock. So we'll take a break. I will send this to you, or I could just talk through it with you.
Okay.
And we'll be back. Everybody in the chat, go get yourself a drink. Go to get a snack. Whatever you need to do. And we'll be back shortly.
We're doing the 5 sexual finger guns.
That's right. Welcome back, everybody. Go hard, go stupid. Nice one, Cello. Okay. So, a strange evening of dreams and visions, but you all get a long rest, wake up the next morning. What would you like to do?
Get some breakfast.
Oh, yes. Myrtle makes an amazing breakfast. Biscuits and gravy, sausages, like the patty kind, and like some like sauteed vegetables. She makes like a really good squash that has like brown sugar in it. Yeah. Mushroom, zucchini, a little bit of asparagus.
Okay, but again, like Alaxon doesn't care. Rick wants this. Where do I get it? How do I sign up?
I do have a really good recipe from my grandma for biscuits and gravy, and her name may or may not have been Myrtle. I'm just saying these people are modeled after my grandparents, who are
That's
from
really
Tennessee.
cute.
Oh.
Which is why they sound like this.
Chestnut like sits down and like enthusiastically picks up her fork and knife, and she looks at Myrtle. She says, "This looks amazing, Myrtle. I can't wait to try it."
Yeah, she like lays out a whole spread for you.
Oh my god, yum! We need the energy. We got a big travel day ahead of us.
Yeah. She's like, I know. Yeah, you're all headed somewhere. Where are y'all going? Have you decided?
Go ahead, Vic.
We're gonna head back up the road. We're gonna check out the old manor house, and because that's where we first got wind of what the mirrored bastards are planning, or were planning. So they might be using the manor house as some kind of regional HQ base kind of thingy, my bobby. So
All right.
good place to
Let's
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been there, Myrtle?
I've been there a time or two, but it was when the family was there. I haven't been there since whoever this is took over.
How long has that been?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Had to have been only a couple weeks. I was there about a month ago.
Oh,
Everything was
Okay.
fine. No strangers there.
is it nice? Oh, hi, Arlie.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh.
He's a puppy.
I'm gonna stick her tongue right in my mouth.
She's like, I love you.
Mhm, mhm.
It's the best human award.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was nice there before. I don't know what they've done to it.
So what happened? Did somebody buy it?
I think so. Or at least that's what they told y'all, right? I mean, these
That's what I
mirror
thought, yeah.
people, unbroken glass or whatever the heck. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll make sure it's still okay, at least.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of glass holes. Mysterious, like with shoveling gravy into their mouth.
Lovely. I love that.
Oh, I feel like everybody gets to take an inspiration for that just for free.
Yay.
Hey.
Thanks, Wisteria.
Amazing.
So yeah, she gives you a great big breakfast. It's very filling, very warm, lots of comfort food in it. And then you all head on your way. Are you all headed to Rinnikin, or are you headed somewhere else?
I'd ask real quick, Myrtle. If we find anything special in the house, should we bring it back? If the family is still alive, they'll probably want it.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'd imagine if what they said is true and they really were able to sell, buy it from the family, presumably they got all their stuff out. But if you see anything in there, feel free to take it.
All right, I just want to know where we are at morally. Cool.
I think make an insight check. Everybody can make an insight check.
Oh, I've been hit with a random skill check as well.
Oh, well, we'll make it that.
10.
12.
Well, let's see. Random skill check.
19 for...
I got 13 plus 7, which is 20.
Ooh.
I'll have Vic just make a charisma check as well to see how convinced anyone is that you're still definitely not a chosen one. You definitely don't have that have that armor for any reason whatsoever.
And person glances from everyone around.
I got a 6 on the charisma check.
Oh,
Great.
buddy. Ouchie.
Excellent.
I'm rolling like shit.
How do we do on the insight checks?
I got a 19.
Great.
I got a 20,
I got 12.
Great.
but not a nat 20.
Dirty 20?
Yep,
Cool.
indeed it was.
I think
I'm the Charlie Brown of the group. I got it wrong.
what about Wisteria? How'd you do on an insight check?
I got a 10.
A 10. Okay. Pretty good. I think all of you would pick up on this except for maybe Alaxon. Claude and Myrtle don't seem bothered by legality of things.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Fair.
cool.
And it's not that they're active criminals or anything. They seem to go by the books and they pay well to do so, but they also moonshiners. Thanks, Cedar. They well, actually they didn't drink, my grandparents, but these are different people. These are fictional people. So I think you get the idea that if you were to engage in a hostile takeover of the neighboring town, not like those are good people, right? That's the kind of attitude they might have.
As long as it's not our town.
Right. And I think anyone that got higher than a 15 would get the idea essentially that if Claude and Myrtle were to meet someone who was a criminal who seemed like they might be at a disadvantage, they would help them in their criminal activity.
I wonder who that might be. I wonder if it would also shelter somebody who was running away from war.
Maybe. Don't know maybe they picked up on that. Maybe they just needed help from someone who looked strong enough. Who's to say?
I'm glad Wisteria's not saying this out loud.
No, Wisteria's not saying this out loud. Wisteria is currently shoveling as much gravy as they can in their gullet.
Pouring the gravy boat down.
It's really good southern gravy.
You know what they call me? The gravy goat.
Oh gosh.
I didn't think that was what they called you, no?
We're just calling you the goat
Wasn't
now.
it another name?
And then adding gravy or oysters or throat or whatever to the front of it, depending on what the hell you're eating.
The adjective in front of.
Yeah,
Yes.
they call me the greatest of all time.
Do they call you that?
Yeah, because I'm the goat.
Who calls you that?
Yeah, who's
I
that?
call myself that because self-love is important.
Amen,
Okay, it's all
sister.
becoming clear now.
I'll have to look it up because it's in my mom's recipe box. But I do have my grandma's biscuits and gravy recipe,
Yum.
Amazing.
so I could potentially
Yeet.
post it in
Shiz.
in the Voctair Discord. Join us on
Yay.
Discord and get my grandma's biscuits and gravy.
That's the best like reward I've ever
That was a
heard.
good
for going
pitch.
to Discord. I love food.
I
Nicely
mean,
done, Emily.
I will warn you that she was not a fan of pepper, so her biscuits and gravy didn't really have pepper added to it. But it's still really good.
It's okay, I grew up in the Midwest. What is seasoning?
Okay. I was like, where are you
Right?
going with that?
Who needs spices?
Yeah, pepper is spicy.
I'm shitting you not. Growing up, we were not allowed to salt our food at the dinner table.
Really?
Wow.
When I tell you I grew up in the Midwest.
It's like, we've watched this, not related to the campaign at all. We watched a lot of food shows in our older teen years and after. And so like my sister and I have learned that like when you have a steak, you put a lot of salt on it and a lot of pepper before you cook it because you got to season it really well to get it all in there. And my parents are not aware of that idea. And so whenever my sister and I cook, they'll be like, this is really good. Yes, it is. It's called salt.
It's called
Salt.
the.
Yep.
I think I could be
concept.
utterly wrong. I may have been watching too many cooking shows, but I think that's called like the Maillard reaction or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make Ringo Burr.
Gotta have it.
So speaking
Anyway,
of food, Alaxon's
Yeah.
just like kind of pushing around his food on his plate, like half eating it. Not because it's bad. He's just that guy.
he's just that guy. Well,
Yeah.
he's brooding. What are you gonna do?
He
Well,
also
if
like
eater.
you're not gonna eat all your biscuits, you should give them to Wisteria. She really likes them. Don't let them go to
A
waste.
lot.
Yeah.
Myrtle
Sploth
worked
has
really
had like
hard on
2
them.
helpings.
Yeah.
yeah, Alaxon just
Hey.
like pushes it over to Sploth so
There
he
you
can
go.
have something.
There
Feed
you
the
go. I
feed
just
the
don't like
glowing
them.
goat.
boy.
Sploth will share with Wisteria because he's had 2 helpings.
Wisteria's like doing scales. Can I
Throws
make a
our
dex
bathroom.
check to see if I catch it?
Go for it.
Can Sloth and I both make a dex check to see if we get close?
Yes.
I mean,
I
I,
will-
feel like
oh gosh, I
Sploth
didn't-
has advantage because he's a frog and therefore extra long tongue.
Plus poisonous tongue. Just a reminder there. Be careful, Wisteria.
Secrets.
Don't roll a 1. Okay. Hold
You
on, I
guys
have
should
to
just Lady and the Tramp the biscuit, I
100%.
Oh my
Kayla.
God.
Dexterity. Just a dex check.
Slurp while you're
Yeah.
doing it too.
think.
Did he get a nat 20?
I got a 19. I got a. Did you roll
Can you get a
that
nat
one?
1?
Oh.
Bluff. So here's what happens.
My poor boy.
Wisteria definitely catches it, first of all, and enjoys a lovely bit of extra biscuits and gravy via air delivery. Splouth tries to go for it with his tongue, misses completely, and smacks himself in the head with his tongue. Knocks himself on the floor.
It's like a face palm but with his tongue.
Yeah. And fully, like, knocks himself out of his chair and onto the floor.
Oh, buddy.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
grab him again by like the scruff of his neck and just be like, "Come on, boy, get off the ground." Disrespectful.
He looks ashamed.
Thanks, Fluff, for sharing. I appreciate it.
Okay, you guys enjoy a lovely breakfast.
You
It's
know,
super filling.
this reminds me of I had this dream about like flying birds and like mail being delivered. Maybe it was like an omen that I was gonna eat biscuits and gravy and not part of a greater narrative that somebody worked really hard on.
As Wisteria mentions that, like I'm dusting off Sploth's back, you know, because can't have him being disrespectful, and I'm just gonna like walk outside because Alexan wants nothing to do with this conversation.
Wisteria,
he
I
might
also
have
had a
to-
weird dream.
Oh my god, tell me about it, bestie.
you know, what's her name? Elodie Arden, right?
Do I?
Probably.
Yeah, I do.
Pretty famous.
She was like on this boat and it was like really brightly decorated, but there wasn't any wind and there wasn't any waves, and I don't know where it was. Anyway, she was talking about some kind of like tentacle monster. And then I went underground, and then there was this guy underground that had all these books. And then he like tore this page out of the book and then like did the spell and then he disappeared. But I saw Elodie, so that was really cool.
Did you just like get into a concert for free?
I think so. Well,
Damn, that's so
wasn't
fucking
performing.
raw.
Yeah, she wasn't performing, but you know, it was like the closest I've ever been to her, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. I just had a dream that like I was like on a farm, but it was in Tanza, and then there was this like birds that came, and I crossed a bridge. And like the crazy thing about the birds were they weren't using their wings, and that's like a thing that birds do. But they were just kind of like not doing that. And then like I ran across a bunch of pepper plants because it's symbolism, I think, for the fact that I'm really hot. And then I saw like this torpedo-shaped vessel, like a canoe, but it kind of also has birds' wingies. And then there was this man here, and he walked to this lady, and he delivered her mail. So I dreamt about that. So like maybe it's like supposed to be inspiration for my next hit about biscuits and gravy being delivered
Oh.
into my mouth via the air.
Yeah, that's a weird dream.
I think I'm gonna call this song like Limp Biscuits or something.
Wisteria, do you have dreams like that often?
Not really. I think it was just like, you know, the prophecy maybe, or it's just that I'm really stressed and I need to do journaling.
Did anybody else have a weird dream that they want to talk about?
You added a qualifier there. You said if you want to talk about it, and I am.
That's fine.
Yeah, Alexan's already gone outside. He's left. So
Did anybody have a weird dream that they don't want to talk about but could be beneficiary to talk about? Even if not true to the rest of the group? Even for just like tea and entertainment purposes, I take a sip of my tea and go,
No. Nah. No love.
I had a strange vision in the field. But Victor, maybe you want to tell us about yours first.
No,
I can wait.
You're fine, Lucy. You're fine.
Okay. Bon. Well, I went to the the shrine to Kinis because I thought maybe I get some inspiration from them. But I had a vision instead. It was very strange. It was all kinds of vines. A very important seed was planted in Ciel San Ciel. We've already heard about him so far. He was my old mentor. There was a seed that was planted. I planted it in his grave, and then it grew. And all kinds of different parchments and words and things, they grew from this vine, but I could not, I had to catch them, but they exploded in mushrooms. It brought me back to my childhood. I can't remember why, but it was important. And I destroyed it all. I destroyed it. It was gone. And I don't know what it meant. But he told me to come see him. If that could be important. I don't know. What do you think?
That's interesting. Have you had visions like that before?
Sometimes, but not like this one.
Why was this one different?
Just because it is connected to what is going on, I think. because this valley belongs to Kines. So anything that has to do with them probably is important right now.
That's strange. I wonder if
I think so
they're-
too.
I wonder if they're trying to tell us something specific.
I think they're trying to tell all of us something, but I do not know what. They like to play in riddles.
Well, the scrolls disappearing makes me think something about the prophecies, so maybe that bodes well
Perhaps.
for Alexan and Vic.
Yes, but
Scroll isn't important. Oh no, I know.
perhaps we do not know yet.
I will
Hmm.
say, Chestnut, you can make a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the same thing. I got an 18.
Okay. The underground library that you were in looked familiar. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the college that you went to is part of like a larger university that has 3 colleges for different people. And at the center of those 3 colleges is a library called the Camerata. And
Okay.
you know, the Camerata it's like a cylindrical building, and there's 6 levels above ground and 3 levels below ground. And you imagine that one of the underground levels is probably whatever you saw.
And this is that library where you can like get permission to go study anything you want
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that library I saw in my dream is the one from my campus.
So then these are bringing us back to our past in maybe each case. I don't.
Oh, that's
Throat
a-
Goat. What about yours? Do you know this place you're in? Wisteria?
The library? Of course I do. Do I?
No, not their dream. Your dream. That you had with the birds and I don't know what they can use. The tortellini. I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't a tortellini. It was a canoe. They're very easy to get confused because they're both objects.
Yes.
Did
you
but
recognize
no, I
anything?
mean, like the farm kind of looked familiar. I mean, we're in Tanza.
Yeah.
Did the people look like Myrtle?
No.
Okay. Okay. Because I know talk about. I don't know. It's just like maybe it's like a farm nearby, and it's like a premonition dream. You ever
maybe.
have those?
Sometimes.
It's like when you dream about the future. Because it's the future that I can see.
Thank you for that explanation. That was very helpful.
She bard-splained you.
No,
Totally.
that's when you shook your head no.
Oh, I am sorry, I was not clear enough.
It's hard to hear when
So-
people shake their head, I understand.
Oh my.
So I wonder what the others must have. If we have all had dreams or visions, do you think it is perhaps all of us?
I look at Vic.
I bet.
Like maybe Sploth had a very important dream and we do not know.
Oh,
Vic,
yeah.
anything from you
No,
that you
No dreams
you can
at
think
all?
of?
I was outside keeping watch. I didn't have any dreams.
Can I roll an insight on that?
If you want to. And
Do it.
I mean, you could roll deception against it. If you like.
That's
I'm
a
gonna use.
that's a dirty 20.
No,
Oh.
never mind.
Ooh.
I got a crit fail, so I got a 5.
Who? Doesn't seem like it, but I mean, who knows? Vic's pretty
Well-
stoic right now.
I guess it was just the 3 of us then. I mean, we can have Sploth, I don't think Alexan would tell us, even if he did. So we had to just assume that it's the three of us. So
Yes,
maybe
he
we're
keeps
part of the
everything
prophecy.
close to his heart, I think.
Seems like
Maybe
it.
ask Sploss, though, because we never know. Sploss might have the key.
Okay, he's still here, right?
Sploss might
Yep.
be the chosen one. We don't know. We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, anything is possible.
Sloth, do you dream?
Sometimes. I mean, it's not very often, but sometimes. Why?
Did you dream last night?
I think so, but I don't know what it was about. There was something about, like... There was a farm, and there were some people working on it.
like here, like when you go outside in real life?
Yeah.
Were they topless?
Yeah, even though Alaxan was not there, like for this conversation, he definitely could hear through the walls him talking about the farmhands in his sleep.
You know, they might have been. I mean, if it was hot outside, it makes sense, right?
Was there weird bardic music playing in the background?
You know, there was. I think it was that song about, like, don't let the hose get you or something, whatever that one was. It's like my favorite song.
And here's the last part. Just to kind of establish if there's some kind of prophecy or not, and I'm realizing I'm switching accents. Were the farmhands dancing with their tools or around poles or anything like that?
With their
That is very
tools?
important, Victor. Very important. Tell us, Sploss.
No, they were just digging in the fields and like, you know,
Wow.
planting stuff. And
Will
the
they
picking
sweaty?
stuff. I mean, yeah, we're working real hard. So,
Fair.
you know.
Were they giving you the old looks that they gave you last time you visited the farmhands?
I have no idea.
Insight! I'm doing an
Plus
insight to
card.
see whether the frog is trying to deceive me into thinking he wasn't having a sexy dream.
You probably wouldn't know it if he was. I think.
Go
that's the
for it.
I got an 11 on my insight.
Okay.
Just knows that he felt nice and it was a good dream. So
Yeah. I
woke
think
up feeling
that's pretty much
refreshed
it. You genuinely think that Splouth has no idea.
I look at
And the
it.
way that he's been like sitting there and thinking about everything, like maybe. Like he just doesn't.
I
He
look
doesn't.
at-
He clearly doesn't remember the dream very clearly either. It's just sort of like, oh, that was nice. People were working in the fields.
He also has that look on his face a lot.
I look at Alexa and I'm like,
Alaxan's outside.
oh god, it's like, oh bloody hell!
Could see him out the window probably.
I was gonna say, your apprentice is having sexy dreams about the farmhands again.
What? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
can
Victor,
just be like a
don't
shrug
call him
or
out
something.
like that.
There's no
We
shame
don't.
there.
I ain't
Fuck.
shaming him.
Hey, we all have dreams like that sometimes.
I didn't. Oh, I don't.
I didn't really
You're
insight
not
check.
helping right now, Victor. No.
The
I've
DM
seen the
would like to
leather
make an insight
armor
check.
and the whip that you carry around. Don't tell me you don't have dreams like that.
Someone quote that, please. Or clip it. Even better, both.
Both, yeah.
Both is good.
Great.
Always the good answer.
Fucking chestnut got me. If you could have multiple inspiration, I petition Emily to give you another inspiration.
I mean,
for that sick burn.
Got him.
okay, so you have a great breakfast. You managed to pack up. Where are
Yeah,
you
we
going?
do.
Are you all going to the same place? Are you going to different places? What are you planning on doing?
Well, hopefully we're going to the same place. We kind of convinced Lexa to come with us, so.
Really?
It
For
wasn't
now.
one person.
Well,
Definitely wasn't one person.
Team effort.
it was.
Okay. So you're headed back to Rinnikin to check out whatever's going on there.
Yeah, the manor.
It only takes a couple hours to get to Rinnikin. It's not very far. Actually, it might not even take hours. I need to look at the map. But you managed to get there in a short amount of time. Still like good, like bright day outside. Oh yeah, it takes a couple hours. It's a little ways away. And as you come into town, like you see, everyone make perception checks, and we'll call it like a group perception check because you're all kind of helping each other keep an eye out, figure out what's going on.
21.
16.
21. Second.
12.
I got 8 plus. I think I'm not perceiving much. Plus 5, so 13 in total.
Okay.
16.
Okay. All pretty good actually. You managed to. The fireworks are just going crazy. Sorry, folks. You managed to kind of like as you're coming into town, you see more people outside. And at the manor house, you see some people milling around with those mirror pins. They look concerned, nervous. They all look to be similar in skill to some of the, like, not Graft, but like the minions that were there, like the dwarves and everything. Not super strong and clearly missing a leader of any kind. They're kind of peeking out the door and then popping back in. Yeah.
Real quick, before we get into all that, since we have a couple hours on the way, how do we all travel? Like, are we all on the same wagon, or?
That's a good question.
How much room is there on the wagon? Would you let other people ride on it?
I mean, if I had to. But I would imagine there's a decent amount of room.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of room, and if you needed any other horses or anything, Claude would happily provide, another horse to ride or two, to make sure everybody can get there.
Okay. Where would Chestnut probably be?
I guess on a horse. I mean, if we're all gonna be riding on a horse or the wagon, so it'd be faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd let Sploth, drive quite a bit because he's got to learn sometime. Don't really trust him, so I want to keep a close eye on him. But I definitely would want to kind of get Chestnut to the side and just mention that I heard Wisteria talking about their dream. Are you familiar with the male people at all? Do you know much about them?
I don't think so. Why? Do you know about them?
Just in passing. But I'm a little concerned about that dream. They're maybe not to be trusted.
The male people?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the male supposed to be safe?
You would think so.
That's what I've heard.
That's definitely what they want you to think, but
Oh, conspiracy.
I wouldn't trust them.
That's good to know. Well, since we're on the topic, did you have a dream?
I did.
Did you? What, anything of note happened?
Just, the normal kind of vague dream bullshit.
Yeah, of course, normal dream stuff. Sure, like all of us have had. Mm-hmm.
It was strange, but that's just dreams, right?
Well, that's why we were talking about it, because we were trying to see if any of them had some meaning or were maybe connected somehow. Because, Sploth thought his dream was just some dream, and that wasn't necessarily true, so...
It's never just some dream with him.
But maybe
the same dream. It's the same dream every time.
it.
He talks
But
in his sleep. I'm
maybe-
sure you noticed.
Maybe that's true for your dream.
I don't think it is. I could hear the conversation. I just dreamt of waves and a gray stone with veins of like polished black and blue.
Well, that's strange, don't you think? Because the sea doesn't have waves.
It's a bit strange, yeah. But I don't think it's related to anything else. And
Well,
it's nothing that, rings a bell to me. Like I don't remember seeing this before.
Well, thanks for telling. I mean, maybe we can keep it in the back of our minds in case something comes up.
I suppose that's fair. Okay, that's it.
Thanks.
What are you all doing as you come into Riddicken? Are you heading straight for the manor house?
We should make sure that we have our pins on and all that fun stuff before we head in. If we go anywhere in the manor house, we want to make sure that we don't approach without pins. Which
Does anybody want a makeover? I have a disguise kit.
I do. I think they would notice somebody with a mirror pen with bright rainbow hair. So.
Got it. Let me just do a little shaping.
which of us are taking the 2 upper level rank pins? Because there's like 3.
I think Vic for sure, and then
Yeah.
I imagine that's probably the one that I took, just because like that would have been who would have been closest.
Yeah.
Vic and Alaxin, because Vic, you seem to you're respectable, and Alaxin because you like to boss Sloth around.
yeah, he's had a lot of practice with being bossy.
As you say that, Alaxin is just like instructing Sloth on how to drive, like 10 and 2, but it's talking about like horse reins. So it makes no sense.
I give Chestnut a
Watch
look
over the dead.
at the whole. There's a difference between being respectable and bossing people around shtick. I just kind of give Chestnut the rock eyebrow.
What do I roll to make
Right
a
overhead.
disguise kit check on Chestnut?
I'll say
Proficiency.
you could
I don't-
choose between performance or deception.
Mhm.
And yeah, add your proficiency because you have proficiency with this disguise kit. I'll also say, I'll give you advantage because you had really good looks at all of these people and what kind of like attitudes they had depending on what pin they were wearing. So it'd be easy for you to kind of get people in the right vibe.
Can I use my inspiration?
Sure.
Fucking hell. Okay, so it would be a 19 still
Okay.
because it
pretty
has
good.
my proficiency.
Cool.
And I'm gonna use my changeling.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Yodi magic hair, temporary hair color, and make Chestnut's hair black temporarily. It's
Okay.
it will wash off with water, so don't
hate
get
it.
wet.
It's so boring. How do you guys stand this all the time?
I don't know. Look what I can do, and then I use my Presto Changeo powers, and I become what do I want to be?
Fire
Just be
Ganassi.
just be like a
Pigeon.
pigeon. Yes, no. I'm gonna be just like a wood elf. I'm gonna have brown hair, green eyes.
I mean, you could be a pigeon Aarakocra.
I like this
Why?
idea better. I'm gonna
Pretty
be a
rare
pigeon
here.
Aarakocra, Obelisk and Rick.
This is becoming a thing for every game Maggie's in now. We have to find some way of getting Maggie to wear the pigeon mask.
Oh my gosh.
This was a success.
I
Find a
also
pleasant
will
lipstick to that
possibly-
mask, Maggie.
What?
with my disguise kit.
Putting on lipstick.
That's a weird,
Amazing.
very weird
I
red
also
mark
use
on
my
the
cloak.
beak.
My what's it called? My glam weave,
Great.
and give myself
Oh yeah, your
like
clothes.
just like different armor. So now I am wearing like just like a gray coat, and then I have like little, like the buttons are supposed to look like little pigeon feet.
Jeez. Okay.
Look at me now.
Are you heading
You're
up
so
to
fancy.
the manor house? Straight there?
Quick kind of conference or group circle or whatever the frack you want to call it. Listen, I know that some of us, Chestnut, are rays of sunshine, but we're supposed to be evil bastard fuckers, right? So we need to be mean. If any of them give you shit, fucking give them shit back. Threaten them,
Okay.
intimidate them, whatever.
Okay.
What's
I'll
what's
follow
our
your lead, Vic.
what's
you,
our story
intellect,
gonna be?
Then I'll follow.
We need to make sure we have a story for why their leaders ain't come back. Let me
Use your theater training, Chestnut. It will be fine.
Yeah, I can.
All
play
of your
villain.
training from the theater. It's good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I reckon, and pitch in here if you think this is bullshit, but I think our story should be that we decided to help Graft's. We decided to sign up with Graft's operation, but Claude Erdevar got wind of our takeover and hired a band of mercenaries, and Graft and the elf died in the fight, and we came back and the farm is now ours.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
I think Alexan would interject and just say, why aren't we just from another branch?
I mean, that could also work, but we got to be able to explain that they're kind of acting leaderless right now. Did we see them acting leaderless, actually, Emily? Yeah. So that they're acting like headless chickens. Their leader is missing. If we insert ourselves into the power structure, Lexan, we can probably get more than just having to sneak around.
I think we can just do that by these pins. You and I have the pins of their
You're
leadership.
the new captains,
Yeah.
right? You guys are the captains, and we're just part of the crew.
If we
We
keep
just
our
tell them.
story simple,
Less chance they can shoot holes in it. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I was just worried they might have seen us before. That was my thing. I can't remember if they saw us before when we were here the last time. That's all.
We'll just gaslight them. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Do you guys want more makeup to be good at gaslighting with?
I think so.
Okay, I go over to Lucrezia and then I use what's it called?
Rainbow hair dye.
Yeah, I use more ye old temporary hair color, and I give you beautiful red hair.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Nice.
I love it. Thank you.
Lucrezia, that's a beautiful color. It suits
Beautiful.
If
so
you want,
well.
I can give you ye old permanent hair color later.
No, this is okay. Thank you
No
so much.
problem. Does anybody else want a makeover? Sploth, do you want any makeup?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes! Aw.
I mean, I don't know, maybe a little blush, because I don't really have a
Yeah.
lot of color in my cheeks, you know what I mean?
I got a
It's
great
mostly
idea.
green.
We
despite
should
the
go
fact he's like
tour.
green and orange.
I give Sploth some falsy eyelashes.
Oh,
Oh,
Spot,
yeah.
you're so beautiful. Look at you.
You gotta
This
stay
is gonna
still.
merit a new drawing.
His
Okay.
eyes look huge now.
I mean, out of character moose, but he needs some lipstick for sure.
Okay, I give him the Jambette from Animal Crossing.
I have no idea what that
reference.
means, but it sounds funny.
Post a picture in active sessions of Jambette.
See, if you're
Have
in
you
the
got a
Discord,
wig? I think a wig would be good. No?
Do you want a wig? This is SWAT
I
cross-dressing hour.
don't really know if my people could grow hair. I'm just throwing it out there. Oh my gosh.
Would it make you feel pretty
Terrifying.
though? Would it make you feel the fantasy?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe?
I
I've never
give-
really tried it.
I give Sploth a big blonde Pamela Anderson wig.
Oh my god, this is Sloth's drag queen origin story.
Yeah! Go Queen!
Sloth looks fantastic.
Absolutely, he does. Wow, Sploth, this
You're
look is
so
really suiting you.
beautiful.
Yes.
Oh,
Incredible.
What should my drag name be? Like, Puddle Jumper?
Over with an
Yeah.
H.
I like it.
Olaxon just like has his face in his hands the entire time. Like, what?
Alaxon, do you want a makeover?
And he just like rides ahead.
Vic, do you want a makeover?
You head up closer to this manor house, and people are like looking out the windows. I mean, they look really nervous, but as they start to see like glints of mirror on your clothing, one person comes out, and they're just kind of like, "Hey, are you looking for Graft or Encendril? Because they're not here."
We know.
Make a deception check.
Oh my god.
Oh no,
okay.
you actually do know. Make a persuasion check.
Okay, sure, I will do that for you. Nat 20 plus 8.
Holy shit!
They're like, oh, so wait, so
You're on
did
fire,
they just
Jilla.
get pulled to another location, or what's going on? Wait, we thought they were supposed to come back. They were supposed to take Tanza and then send people back. No one came back.
Olaxon would just interject and say, "We took care of it."
Okay.
And we're here
What
to
do you
help
need?
you. We're here to help you keep the manor in check because, you know, obviously you're not doing that. So
Make an intimidation check now.
Oh my
Can I give the help?
You can
action?
help, yeah.
I just
Okay.
stand menacingly behind her,
Great.
arms crossed.
Towering over me, probably.
glowering.
24.
Gosh. This person looks very sheepish. They're not sure what they did wrong, but clearly it was something. And they just kind of back into their doorway and bow their head and like let you all come in.
Good.
Yeah, Olaxon's just gonna confidently walk in,
Same.
Mhm.
pretend like
Chest-
we're here.
Chestnut too, but behind Alexin and Vic because they're obviously the captains.
Okay.
Mhm.
What you see inside is, I mean, the house looks mostly empty. There's not like a lot of furniture in here, and there are not a lot of these mercenary folks in here. They all seem pretty low level. They have the same really simple mirror pins. And they all just kind of like, as you all come in, they all just kind of gather around like they're waiting for something.
Are they okay? I'm gonna go military background on this. Are they waiting for orders?
Yeah, they for sure are.
Okay,
Come on,
So-
Vic. She like, elbows you.
Alexan, I'm gonna give you a look. Just kind of a look of, while I'm doing this, maybe y'all should go look around while I keep them busy. Right, you lot, form up, go up. Let's have a
They
fuck.
like
Let's have a fucking rebel and more of a fucking mercenary force. Let's go.
And
they get in a
Alexa's-
really janky line.
Olaxon is going to like help out with this because he's not very sneaky. So he's just gonna go like full drill sergeant or whatever the equivalent would be,
Twin
and
sergeants.
like get up in people's face when they're not in line where they should be, and just start screaming at them.
Wow.
I
I'm a little
think.
shocked.
Oh boy. Okay, I think a couple things happen. First of all, these people immediately get into some sort of a like rank and file kind of system, because they don't want to get screamed at. Blouth also looks terrified of you.
Is he also
not-
in line now?
Did not realize you were capable of this kind of aggression. And yeah, is like fully, I mean, he's been like grabbed by the nape of the neck and stuff before, but like, yeah, he's fully like at the front of the line, like there to be like the perfect soldier.
In his full drag costume.
Yes. Puddle jumper.
Puddle jumper. While this is happening, Chestnut is gonna grab both Lucy's and Wisteria's like elbows and just kind of like gently pull them out of this and go through hopefully like some sort of doorway with them.
Yeah, there's rooms to either side, and because this is the town where you grew up, and you knew the family that lived in this house, so you are familiar with the layout of this house. You would know, like, you get into like a sitting room off to the side. Again, most of the furniture's gone. There's like a couple of just like raw wood tables that seem to have been hastily put together in here.
I want to go looking for fresh graves right now to see if I can find the family.
Okay. Ooh.
Because presumably they'd only have been in the ground 2 weeks if they were.
Yeah.
So I'd be able to spot that, I'm sure, with
straight
my
for
expertise in the area.
Yeah, I would say you could do either nature or survival with advantage since you're looking for graves. What is everybody
so I
else
got-
looking for?
12 plus. Nature or what? Sorry?
Or survival, which survival might be better
Survival.
for you.
Survival is better. So I got 12 plus 7.
Oh, okay, great.
And I don't know what advantage would mean in that case, but yeah, already
You
it's a
could roll
19.
again, and if it's higher, take the
Okay.
higher.
Yeah, it was an 18 that time, actually.
Okay,
Ooh.
So
so
18 plus 7.
very high.
Yep.
What, like 25 or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Close to that.
I don't know.
You
Around
kind
that.
of like step out the side door, and you're able to kind of walk around a little bit, start surveying the area. Oh my gosh. And you don't see any graves. That combined with, or at least you don't see graves around this house. And that combined
They
with
could
like
be in
you're
the
not
basement.
seeing any like furniture in there that you would expect to see in a manor house. So
Signs of a fire outside.
no, I would say you get the idea that this family probably did sell up either because they were intimidated by it and wanted to leave, or the money was enticing. Whichever one.
Yeah.
Somebody sold up.
Perfect.
Whoever was in charge. I would say also, yeah. If how much are you walking around? Are you staying around this house, or are you going through other areas?
I'll just do a general tour of the perimeter, as long as there's not like too many of these folks just wandering around themselves.
There's basically, you do see some like rough graves outside the town, but you would imagine those are probably like regular old townspeople that either tried to stop something or spoke up about something. Yeah.
Okay.
What is everybody else looking for? Chestnut, Wisteria are still in the house, right?
Yeah, Wisteria, this is a good time for us to do some snooping. We talked about looking for some items that we could bring back. That may be of use to this family. You're probably pretty good at looking for valuable items, I would imagine.
Yes, it's like a specialty of mine.
I thought so.
Wisteria is a criminal background.
Yep.
Can they survey the stuff for anything valuable, but also anything that might look, especially anything that might look magical, expensive, or out of place?
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage because Chestnut's helping.
Yeah. And I also want to keep an ear open for what's going on outside.
Just hear screaming in the other room.
Yeah. I rolled 2 13, so it's a 14 total.
Okay. What would you find with that? I think there's not much furniture left. You find like an attic, and it has some stuff in there, some like older furniture. It does look still very nice, probably antiques. It's not in the best shape, but well made, nice wooden furniture. I would say you also find just some correspondences that were left just out. And upon reading them, it looks like they're coming from someone higher up. And there would be, you would see one letter that talks about finding this prophecy. Sounds like the people who were harassing you, sending it to you magically, basically, like inside the letter. But obviously you guys have the prophecy. You also just find other correspondences about like strategy, like, okay, we have Rinnekin. See if you can muscle in on Tanza, and if the guy's not willing to sell, just take it. There's something about like the location of Tanza that's particularly important to them because it's like right where it sits. It's like right at kind of a it's right along the main road that like follows the river, and they have like, if they go directly south, they have access to the city of Yarost. If they go directly west, they can get into Emrissa and go to the city of Tor. And then from there, like, it sounds like they haven't made it as far west as places like Severus. And they haven't made it as far, like, up close to the canyon walls yet, but they seem to be starting from Rest and spreading out that way.
Does the paper or like the sigils or anything look foreign, like they were from, I don't know, the International Bird Mail?
No, it does not. And you would get the idea, I think, having heard Chestnut's dream about the guy in the library. Mm-hmm. Whoever that is probably at a higher level, and they are magically just like transporting letters directly to people as they need them.
So, what should we do about this? They want Tanza.
Well, we obviously don't let them have it.
Yeah, I'm trying to establish Tanza as a trader out myself. So, like, I can see the importance of it. But I'm not going to do it, like, forcefully. I'm going to do it with bribes and kindness.
Well,
mostly bribes, but also kindness.
I mean, that works, honestly, as long as there's no violence.
Yeah. So I think we should pocket these letters to show everybody else and disrupt the flow. Also, I like stealing stuff.
Yeah, well, we could use them either as evidence against these people, or we could take them back and show Claude next time we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
a good
put
idea.
them in my inventory, if that's okay, Emily.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. What should I call them?
Damning evidence.
Yeah, letters from head of, or letters from leader of Unbroken Glass.
Letters. Oh fuck!
Black.
Hold on. Manage inventory. Hold on. Give me I want to add a custom item. Yes. Letters. Of what?
From a leader of Unbroken Glass.
Leader of Unbroken Glass. Add item. Oh yeah, I'm so good. Okay. And then I'm like, maybe we can find like the deed of the house or something eventually, because then we could like ransom it back to the family.
I'll say with enough time, you could probably find something like that in here. In this
Put it
house.
in my inventory.
Also, I would like Lucretia to make a perception check.
What would this deed be called?
Deed to Manor House in Rinnikin. Oh, posture check. And a group hydrate.
I'm so full of liquid already.
Oh gosh. I know, me too.
So that was it was perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 7 plus 5, which would be a total of 12. I might not
Okay.
be perceiving a lot. We'll see.
It's a nice day. Not a lot of clouds.
Yeah. Excellent. That's exactly what I was checking for.
Yeah, looks nice. You're the only one outside, so that's why I was making sure.
Fair. Okay. So good. I didn't see anything then. That's
Yep.
great.
Nope.
Coast is clear.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to find the deed in here, and you're able to find some communications. They're not signed, but you have some idea of their strategy and their movement.
That's progress.
Got it.
And our friends Vic and Alexa are still downstairs getting everybody going.
Yeah.
Are you like drilling them basically?
Yes.
I was gonna say
absolutely
maybe we take them like out back. If
Okay.
there's a backyard.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
make sure they're not looking at Lucy or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Keep their focus
think-
on us mostly.
By the time you get them in straight enough lines to be worthy of taking outside, Lucy has moved forward through other parts of the town. Oh,
Perceiving nothing as they go.
And you're just drilling them outside? Just
Push-ups.
killing them outside?
Burpees. Make them do burpees.
Marching.
Marching. Okay.
Yeah. Marching in
Um,
formation.
Cool.
And probably
in
doing
that
like
case-
a inspection.
Okay. Calm down, Artemis. Come on.
What?
Oh no, it's an appropriate level.
God
Maybe
damn
not
it.
for this game, but for the Voctera in general, definitely.
While you two are outside, I'll also let you make perception checks.
I do love me a
Once you get out
perception
there.
check. That was cocked, but I'm not gonna question the online dice thing on
Is
D&D
it-
Beyond.
Is it worse than a 4?
No,
Because I got a.
I got a grand total of a 19. Thank God for. I love having expertise on perception checks.
Nice. Some birds. One big one. Seems to be getting pretty close to town.
What kind of a bird? Like on a pogo stick?
Maybe.
Like, are its wings flapping?
Nope.
Hmm.
Vic, do you point this out at all?
Yeah. Like,
Once you point it out, Alaxin, it definitely looks like one of these mail delivery people
Yeah. So
from Imrisa.
I'm gonna like shout for these mercenaries to basically like march around this backyard area in a very like I'm gonna give them a very specific like a square basically to
Okay.
march.
Lots of marches.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just going to mouth to Vic. That's not good. That's really bad, actually.
yeah.
Scared cat just ran in here.
Thinking.
Scared of the man. Yeah. While Vic is kind of pondering, Alex, just like the mail is not a good sign.
I like how the mail is like so evil in this world.
Conspiracy continues. What are they delivering?
Death.
Package.
Bad news, apparently.
You'll see, I think if you're like keeping an eye on them, they land kind of in the center of town, but they go off to kind of a side building to the south. Talk to somebody outside, kind of look over the building over there, like that you're in, or that you're like the big manor house. They write a few things down and then take back off, and they kind of fly, they like glide off behind some buildings, and you don't see them up high in the sky again.
I think I'm gonna just tell Vic to keep them going, keep the mercenaries drilling, and I'm gonna go outside and see if I can find any of the others.
Okay. It wouldn't be too hard to find Wisteria and Chestnut. I think Lucy's probably still checking it out outside, looking around.
Yeah.
At this point, maybe you found like where the peasant graves are. Unfortunate peasant graves. And just got an idea of like where all that is.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna finding both of them. I'm just gonna be like, Chestnut, and like kind of motion for her to come over.
Okay, I grab one of those letters and come over.
You remember our conversation earlier about the mail?
Yeah, about Wisteria's dream.
They're here,
What do you
and
mean?
they landed, and they're slinking about.
The mail?
Mm-hmm. And I'll kind of give you like the directions to where the person had gone off to.
Is this worrisome to us?
They're known to be spies for the Southern Nation.
Oh. We found these letters and I show him one. Do you think they came from the mail?
I mean, almighty voice in the sky.
Well, we already know they didn't.
Right,
Yeah.
but for Alaxin, like, would he know?
Just make like a history check.
Let's see. That's a 10 total.
Okay. Looking at these letters, you're not sure if it came through some kind of mail, but you don't think it came through the mail that like Emrissa delivers, because they usually put like some sort of stamp or notation on there that mean different things to them. They do, like, from what you know, they do actually deliver mail. So,
Sure.
but they use their mobility throughout the whole continent, and their mail delivery as an excuse to find information about things.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any of their markings on here. I don't think this was theirs.
So maybe that's not connected.
It is strange, though, that Wisteria dreamt about them and now they're here so suddenly.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is there a way that we can like identify them if they're spying? Like how can we trust anybody at this point?
Well, I probably need to go back and help Vic just to keep up appearances, but I thought maybe one of you could go, or, a few of you could go and check it out and see
We probably
what's going
should.
on.
That's a really good idea. Thanks for telling me, Lexon.
I figured, you'd be the one I could trust the most. And as he said, like, he's just not even going to wait for a response, and he's just going to go back up.
Okay.
Wisteria, I think, because I said this and I didn't put it in the text because I was, improving or whatever. When you had this dream about this person who delivered the mail, when they landed and handed the woman the mail, that when they went to leave, they like looked directly at you and nodded at you and then left.
Okay. I go back and I go to find Chess and I'm like, hey, did Tall, Bronze, and Handsome are like you guys done talking about like secrets?
Chestnut blushes a little bit at that. Yeah, well, Lexon made a good point. He said that he saw probably those weird male people flying over and landing somewhere, and that they're likely spies, and that some of us should probably go try and keep an eye on them. What do you think about that, Wisteria?
Do I think that they're spies? Can I make a history check?
Sure.
A 19.
Yes, you do think that. And I would say, boy, this is tough. How much would you know? As you're like thinking about this dream you had, and you're thinking about how like at some point you had intended to try and find criminal connections in the city of Tanza, or in the village, but there really weren't a lot there, and you kind of got the feeling from like Claude and Myrtle they wouldn't really be that bothered by anything low key, as long as it's not like people trying to murder them in the middle of the night. But so you start to think that like maybe that's why you were dreaming about the mail, because in the moment it's like it was a really meta thing where you were like, why did I have a dream about the mail delivery service? But thinking back on it, it's kind of like they do have kind of a reputation for trading in information. And you also, I think, on a roll that high, you would also recall that when you were questioning people, they were saying that they were not only taking over towns in Nellis, they were also taking over towns in Emrissa.
That's suspicious. We should go totally investigate.
Yeah, I think me, you, and we should go get Lucretia, because she's like kind of scary looking, so she can at least like kind of back us up,
I love her makeover. We all look so good, but so different.
I'm you know, the black hair is growing on me. It's a lot like Vic's and Lucy's, and it's like kind of nice. You know,
Yeah.
I have white
I kind of
hair.
fit in with you guys a little bit more.
Yeah, we can play disguise kit
Aw,
often. It's like
dang.
a
It's-
hobby.
It's just like Vic's white hair.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Vic had dark
Opposite.
hair at one time.
Yeah,
We
one
wouldn't
time.
know because he won't tell us
He
about his
seems like he
elusive
does.
backstory.
Vic just has a
Okay.
picture of himself in a locket.
Aw.
No, not himself.
And his mysterious chest on the other side.
I imagine.
Lots of
I
band.
just like to imagine Vic as a brooding brunette when he was younger. He seems like he was one of those types.
Yeah.
Look, if you are so interested in that damn chest of Vic's, you can always try to break it open. Yes, he has the key.
I'm not that interested.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna laugh when Vic turns out to be like a strawberry blonde in his youth.
He actually had blue hair because he was the chosen one.
Artemis, can we draw or if Artemis or Alyssa, can we draw like a young version of Vic with long strawberry blonde hair?
Long
Flowing
flowing
locks.
hair.
Yeah,
It's
just
Fabio
long.
Curly-
hair. It's
it's like
Fabio.
really
With a little like
curly.
Yeah.
shoulder toss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
tight.
on a horse, just sitting on a horse.
Yeah.
Like Fabio, yeah, like
Romance
Fabio.
novel.
Yeah, Fabio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
Vic was
100%.
Fabio.
Bare chest,
Canon.
blowing in the wind.
It's official now.
Not that you can see his chest because it's just like a rug of hair.
Yeah.
We'll just have him like riding Lady Godiva style through the town with
I
like
mean,
the hair and the chest
I
hair and
know
everything.
it's not Pride Month anymore, but this is gay. This is gay on the highest order. And I'm loving it.
Everything's
I want to see this now.
Amazing.
Alyssa, apparently you've been assigned this because it's just too busy.
Oh, Artemis.
I think he needs just the sleeveless leather vest and nothing else underneath. Then it'll be pretty gay.
Like
Get
just that.
Cedar
Yeah,
to
maybe
do an
some
18
socks.
plus version of it.
Oh yeah, or
Listen,
Cedar.
Yes.
Cedar,
Listen,
how
if
about
we
you
yes,
do
get
it?
Full
started on
Monty.
this- if we get Cedar started on this, there's going to be so much porn of all of our characters.
That's fine.
Great.
I'm not opposed to that.
Okay. So, the three of you are heading outside to see if you can find this person?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Sorry, the three of who? Is it like the three of us?
Yeah.
If
Okay,
you
so
want to
that's-
come,
okay, good.
They would have
Good.
they would have come to
That would-
find you and
Yeah.
grab
we
you.
would have asked you. I got a 12.
Investigation. I got an 11 plus 3, so 14 in
Okay.
total.
7.
7. Okay.
Oh, wisteria, honey.
In all of your looking, you don't find this person. But how do I want to do this? How do I want to I would say because you didn't have enough pins, you're all kind of out looking around for this person, and in the process of your searching, Lucy, as you kind of come around a corner, you see this person that doesn't look familiar that has pulled Splouth off of the line of people drilling and is talking to him.
Okay, excuse me? What are you doing with this recruit?
He starts walking away.
Excuse me. I'm talking to you right now. Turn around, please.
Do I hear the crits you're arguing?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you
Hey,
keep working in your pairs and keep sparring in your pairs. I have to go deal with something.
All right. I think Olaxon, as he's coming back out, would probably, looking out for Sploth, just like signal to Vic, no, I've got it,
Okay.
and go over and.
In that
Just-
case, I change that command to switch pairs so that they're distracted while this is going on.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna go over there and like force my way in between this other person and Sploth and push them as hard as I can backwards and just
Okay.
start yelling.
He's putting up his hands. He's looking for where he stashed his Sky Strider. He's looking for a way out, basically.
I'm gonna like if I can push him down, I'm going to then like step on his chest and
Okay.
just say, what are you doing?
Make an athletics check or like an attack, like a shove attack. And I will do dexterity.
That is my second nat 20 of the night for a total of 26.
He falls down and he's got his hands up. He's like, I'm not trying to do anything. I just thought maybe you hadn't gotten to this one yet, but okay, no worries. I'll just be on my way. I won't bother you. You can do whatever you want.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean we hadn't gotten to him?
Nothing. You're just, and he like points to the pin you have on.
I'm gonna push harder with my foot.
I go, you tell him, boss. Trying to
We
hype
ran
up,
out of the pins.
trying to
What did
hype
he
up
do?
Alaxon, and
Well,
you know,
you guys aren't where you can see, are you?
I thought we were.
But
Yes?
they're coming around there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hype you up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like push down, probably like kind of in between chest and throat, and then
Okay.
like as he's saying this, I'm gonna like move more towards the throat, and just ask for more information.
But by hyping him up, can I give him one bardic inspiration dice? A d6?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you would like, you can make an intimidation check.
Cool. I think I've got that inspiration. That's a 5 on the dice. That is 12 total.
Okay.
With the dice, the inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ouch.
I think like as you're sitting here and you're trying to intimidate this guy, you're trying to get more information. He kind of looks at you as you're like pressing with your foot on his like chest and shoulders, and like he's kind of like looking around. He sees that you all have these pins on, but Sploth doesn't have a pin on. And Sploth starts to say, like, wait, I think that maybe this might be able to help us. And he kind of looks at you, like standing over him, and he goes, are you not one of them? Just kind of quietly.
What do you mean?
I mean, are you not one of these mirror bastards?
What difference does it make to you?
Makes
You
a
need to
lot of
speak
difference.
quickly. You need to speak quickly.
Look. Our livelihood comes from the same place yours does. It's all about the land, right? All about the farms. We got these same assholes buying up farms down south.
Okay.
And some of
And-
them are starting to weasel their way into our council in the capital.
What do you know about them? Where do they come from?
He's like, can I stand up?
Yeah, I'm gonna like take my foot off of him, but I'm not gonna help him up, and I'm just gonna still tower over him, as intimidating as possible.
He's gonna kind of stand up, brush himself off a little bit, and he's like, look, what we know is you're really not one of them, right? He's like,
I'm
just
I'm just
trying
gonna
to make sure.
I'm just gonna glower at him and not say anything.
Right. Kind of looks around at the rest of you. Kind of surrounded a little bit. Like, as far as I know, these unbroken glass people, they're some sort of weird offshoot of Bruxitana. They're like, I think they're trying to like turn this into some like religious power grab.
Does that name sound familiar to Alaxon?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Nellis and Imrissa that worship this deity. There's like a temple to her in the center of the marketplace. She's the god of greed, of ambition, of like power and control, vanity, and I think Vic, as you kind of hear him say that they're tied to Bruxitana, you think about your
Vic,
dream.
Could Vic hear? Because I thought Vic was.
Oh, maybe not.
I'm
Was
close
Vic
by.
still?
Vic is
You're close by.
I'm close by, but
Yeah.
Vic is keeping the others
Okay,
busy.
then never mind. Anyone who's trying to listen to what this guy is saying can make a religion check.
14,
And Wisteria can make a religion check with advantage.
13, 7 in total. Or sorry,
What?
plus 3 is 17.
You can make a religion check with advantage if you are
Religion?
listening. Yeah, if you're trying to listen to what he's saying.
30,
And I got
20.
a 15.
30, 20?
I get 17.
Okay. So, here, let me look up my own history stuff. I have the same things open multiple times, and none of them are what I need. Okay. So Bruxitana is the goddess of ambition, greed, vanity, and culture. People here worship her because it's like she's also the god of commerce. Uh-oh, did we lose somebody?
We lost
Maggie.
No. She's the god of commerce as well. So like any trade that happens, there we go. Any kind of trade that happens, people give her offerings and stuff because they want to be rich. And that is her domain, is wealth, ambition, power, any of that kind of thing. So yeah, that's and people here don't hide it, but you've never seen the mirror as a symbol for her. So they must, like, as this guy is saying that she's some sort of like, this is some sort of offshoot of...
The internet died. I'm on my phone real quick.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I just had to switch to my phone. I'm restarting my computer to see if I can rehook my internet up.
Gotcha.
Damn
Okay.
you, Rain, Cloud, and or Spectrum.
If Wisteria, were you listening in to what this guy was saying?
I made a religion check on D&D Beyond, but I didn't see what it was. I don't know if
Okay.
the chat
It should
has a feature.
show us. Give me a sec. Wisteria got a nat 1 on the religion check.
Oh
Can we
no.
just pretend like that didn't happen because my internet died and it's probably the
I
internet's
mean, you would get advantage, so you could roll another roll if you want,
Could
just with a
somebody
regular
roll
die.
me 1d20 if you would not mind, as my computer restarts and I only have d6s with me?
I've got you,
Who
Maggie.
wants to
I was
roll?
gonna say,
Oh, you do it, Rick.
Yeah.
let me just roll with my Canadian dice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my
I just rolled a Canadian dice.
No, you didn't. Nope.
Nope.
At all,
That
not
was a
no.
12. That was a 12.
A 12?
That's a
Okay.
13 total, I believe.
Okay. So, Wisteria especially, like, you are familiar with Bruxitana, but you also have never seen a mirror as a symbol for Bruxitana. You've never heard anything about unbroken glass. You have no idea, like, what this cult is or this offshoot is, why they would be trying to basically make, like, a power grab for the sake of their religion. Except that, I mean, I guess the obvious would be like, well, she's the goddess of greed, she's the goddess of power. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, you're not familiar with the unbroken glass or anything like that.
I feel like was Sirius insulted that they didn't get invited to join this cool club. So now because they weren't invited to the party, they gotta tear it down.
There you go.
Because Wisteria would have been totally cool to join, but no.
The guy kind of goes on like, we don't know exactly what they're playing at, but from what it seems like, they're embedding themselves in the various power structures here and in Emrissa. They're trying to take over, but quietly. They're not making any kind of big move, but they are buying farms. They are taking them over. I don't know what else they have planned.
Well, it doesn't seem to be very quiet around here.
Why? What do you mean?
Just kind of glances around. All of that. This is not quiet. This is very brazen and bold.
Interesting. Maybe they're on a weird timeline or deadline or something?
How do we keep in touch with you?
He kind of like looks at you. He's thinking about it, especially because you just had your boot on his neck.
Laxon doesn't refuse. He's a dragonborn.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had your
My-
claw on his
My
neck.
dirty feet.
And he reaches into his mailbag and pulls out just like a roll of like, it almost looks like if it was in this day and age, it would be like receipt tape made of like fancy thick paper.
Okay.
And he just says, write me a note on this. When you rip it off, it'll get to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it and pocket it, and then, without saying anything, walk back to Vic, and then just resume my same drill sergeant role and just start yelling and bossing people around.
Okay. Who else is still there? He's kind of looking at the rest of you like, who the heck are you
still
people?
there.
That's I stare back with my pigeon eyes.
Wisteria, as he like turns around and you get a good look at him, this is the guy from your dream. It's the exact same mail carrier.
Oh shit.
Yes, Maggie.
Perfect.
He cannot read your face because you look like that.
You wink at me.
No. He just kind of looks at you like,
out.
Whatever the opposite of a wink is.
Yeah, he cringes. And he looks at the others of you and he's like, "Can I be on my way, or?" I mean, I'm assuming you're all trying to get information, right? Just like I am. That's why you're here.
I heard we couldn't trust the mail. How can we know that we can trust you?
He just kind of looked at you.
A suspiciously long time to answer, and I don't like it.
I don't know that you should fully trust us, but you
Okay,
can
How-
trust that
That's
at the moment, seemingly, and he kind of looks at the pin on your shirt as well, we might be aligned in our goals. As long as
Like-
that's not legit.
What percentage should we trust you?
65%.
Okay, if we round that up, that means you're trustworthy. I'm good at math.
He kind of like smiles a little. He's like unsure. He's still not. He doesn't think you're with this group, but he doesn't know what you're up to. So he's a little bit like, who the heck are these people that they're like trying to infiltrate a group that's trying to infiltrate entire governments? I don't know. Maybe we can work together. He just
They
like
call us the. No, because this is never mind.
he starts to walk back toward a shrubbery and like pulls his thing out of the shrubs, and he's like, "Write to me if you need me," and he like takes off.
And I
That's
go,
up.
"Yeah, boss, you told him to Alaxon."
Alaxon's off screaming at someone.
Chestnut says to Wisteria, I didn't know Alexin could be so mean.
I think it's just like, you know how the moon, it has many phases, right?
Yeah.
A man can have many emotions. Even if a lot of them are just the same one where he looks like
You might even say he has layers.
Like an onion.
Like an onion.
Meanwhile, Vic has been drilling these mercenaries and has no fucking idea what's going on, and is just like, what the fuck just happened?
Well, the male people are not as bad as we thought. And, they might be able to help us figure out why the unbroken glass people are trying to infiltrate the government.
Say what?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't
It's a
sound like a
it's
big
whole
conspiracy
thing.
theory at all.
Well,
Right.
we'll catch you up later, Vic. Don't worry about it. You're doing a good job over there, by the way. I can see you're totally in your element.
Just the entire party right now is Charlie Day with the yarn. But none of us are really communicating all of it, so it's just a mess.
Yep.
Well, birds aren't real, so...
And also apparently there's a part of it that probably links to the dream Vic had that he totally didn't have, and he doesn't know about
No
that
idea.
either. Yeah.
We don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that. Neither does
You
he.
don't even know who this group is attached to yet. And on that note, it's really late, and so we're gonna leave it off there. I think we're going to find somebody to raid. I keep forgetting to mention this every time, so stick around. We're going to raid somebody. Don't forget, you have until Friday to donate to the Trevor Project, or so that you can be entered for that giveaway. And go to CanadianDice.ca and buy dice. The Voctaire 10% discount. Check out our socials for our schedule and stick around. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I
Bye.